After reaching a certain point in every single game, there is a build that can make you feel invincible. There is a build that can make you feel like a god. Every single game has a god mode build. In this video, I will show you the Helldivers 2 god mode build. So what is essentially a god mode build? God mode builds have two things in common in every single game. They can kill every type of enemy very easily, and the second is that they do this while having insane survivability, thus making you feel like a god. There are many good builds out there. Some of them have god tier at clear, some of them can kill major enemy mini bosses very easily, some of them can kill structures very easily, but none of them have every single aspect in the package. Let's start first with the question, is there any limit to this build? And honestly guys, there is none. The only limit that this build has is the skill of the player who is using it. Are you utilize everything in the build correctly? Are you using the stratagems where you need to use them? Are you using your guns correctly when you have to use them? Do you position yourself correctly? So all these things contribute to the limits of this build. Let's talk about our primary weapon. Almost 30% of this build's power is the primary weapon, and that is the Scorcher. Guys, this weapon is crazy powerful. It can one-tap small enemies, it can kill multiple small enemies if you shoot the ground, you can shoot the ground to lower your HP so you can use a stim to reset your stamina, medium enemies die with 2 headshots, medium heavy enemies die with 4 or 5 headshots, enemies behind shields die in 2 shots, mini majors with shields die in 5 shots. This is not only applying to automation enemy, I'm talking about bugs as well. You no longer need the grenade launcher while going in missions with eggs, because this thing can clear multiple eggs in matter of seconds. So these are some points of why this is the best weapon in the game and for the build as well. Our secondary weapon will be either the revolver, which is very good on automations, or the SMG, which is generally good. The armor that we are using for this build is gonna make you a speed demon. Not only that, but you will know the position of the enemies at all times. This will help you with your survivability a ton. On the missions where you don't have a minimap, of course you can go for the burger armor for extra grenades. Our helmet is going to be the Trailblazer Scout. This helmet will decrease your armor by a tiny bit, but it will increase your speed and your stamina regen. The grenade that we are using is the G12 High Explosive. This grenade has a fuse time of 3.5 seconds. If you hold the grenade button for 2 seconds and then throw it, it will make you feel like you're playing the G16 Impact, which is a very powerful grenade, but we need the supreme accuracy of the G12 to close bug holes and factories. And now let's talk about the most important part of this build, the stratagems. Let's start with a very popular combo, which is the shield backpack and the railgun. I don't think I have to say much about the shield. If you have used it, you already know how powerful it is, but if you have not, I hope this video makes you use it. Now the railgun is a very important part of this build, guys. It will make it so you can avoid certain stratagems because you are using the railgun. Let me explain. You need to kill a gas mushroom, railgun can do it. There is a tank and you don't have any available stratagems, you can do it with the railgun. Is that a titan chasing you? You can kill him with the railgun. The cannon tower keeps dropping your teammates like flies, destroy it with the railgun. Watch out, man, there is a Hulk rushing you. Oops, one-shot it. And let's not forget about those annoying charges, and the list goes on. So now we can kill all these type of enemies. What can we use to actually help us even further? We mentioned that using the railgun will allow us to avoid certain stratagems. Those would be stratagems to help you specifically kill all the enemies that we just mentioned. So far we can kill the 95% of the enemies in the game. The last 5% are structures. The stratagems that we are going to use not only destroy structures, but they can wipe out entire group of enemies. And in addition to that, these two specific stratagems can do armor piercing damage. So essentially there is nothing that can counter these two stratagems. And these would be the classic Eagle airstrike and the 500 kilogram bomb. There is only one room for replacement, and you can replace the Eagle airstrike with the Eagle cluster because of its potent at clear for small enemies. Although I usually like to go with the Eagle airstrike because it can do damage to major enemies as well. So how do we use these two airstrikes to their fullest potential? The answer is very simple: experience. You have to have at least activated these stratagems 50 times minimum to understand how to toss them, where to toss them, and how big is going to be the area of effect that this stratagem does damage. Structures are very easy because they don't move. You don't have to pre-aim them, or you don't have to predict where enemies are going to be the moment that the airstrike will touch the ground. If there's something that I can give you from my experience with airstrikes, is that sometimes it's smart to throw the airstrike on your side. And that is because the airstrike will come in a line 90 degrees of you. So if you walk in the same line and leave at the last second, you will get the most out of the airstrike due to simple geometry. Now for the 500 kilogram bomb, the geometry is different. It's gonna hit a small circle with huge damage. You need to aim the bomb at the center of all the enemies. There is a trick with the 500 kilogram bomb. You can bait enemies, throw it in front of you, walk around the area where it will detonate, and then just simply prone down or jump out at the last second. We did say that we can kill tanks with the railgun, but it's not the most effective way to do so. The 500 kilogram bomb will one-shot the tank every single time if it drops on top of it. As you can see in the background right now, I always keep the 500 kilogram bombs for the tanks unless I have used all my eagles and I have to use something to reset my eagles. I think that the 500 kilogram explosion is the most fun explosion in the game, so I use it all the time, even for group of enemies. The booster that I always like to use on automation is the one that prevents injury, and for the bugs is the stamina. Other than that, guys, that is the build. Give it a go, try it out, and let me know how it went in the comments. Also guys, if you think that there is something stronger, please do let me know down in the comments. If you think that I missed something, also do so. I hope this video will help you to become a better player. I know that there are many players, which I had in my teams as well, who are non-stop farming. If you're one of them, please don't do it. Or at least if you farm for your 20 level and then stop. Just play the game, become familiar with all the missions, start slowly rising the difficulty so you can force yourself to play around that environment, because we only get better of difficult situations. I apologize for my bad English, guys. I am Greek and I think that says a lot. Let me know down in the comments if you ever have met a Greek guy and how it went. And that concludes this build and this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, welcome and thank you. If you have been in my channel before, thank you for coming back. And that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.
I'm just calling to say I